Hi, I'm Thomas Foe, and today we're going to be doing a lesson on mark roundings. Our group today is a Learn to Race group. They've done some racing, but we're still learning some of the key techniques. So one of them we're talking about today again is mark rounding. Anyway, again, mark roundings. The objective of our course today is to round a mark in a racing manner, which means as quickly as possible, in keeping as much speed and trying to beat the other boats around the mark. Now we're only going to be talking about a single boat in this case, but these are the concepts that you can take that will, once we get on the water, we will be able to put more boats in our drills and use the same ideas. There are 3 steps that we're going to talk about today in our mark rounding. The first step is the approach, approximately 2 to 5 boat lengths away from the marks, still sailing close hauled. The second is the turn itself. It's actually turning the mark, going from a windward sailing position to a downwind sailing position. And third is the finish. So you've rounded the mark and you're now heading towards the next mark. Each of these 3 areas has 3 things that we'll specifically focus on. 3 keys in particular. One is crew position, second is our sail trim, and the third is our preparation before and after the maneuvers. So again, step 1 is the approach, 2 to 5 boat lengths away. Step 2 is actually rounding the mark, and step 3 is sailing away from the mark to the next mark on the next leg of the course. So if you look at our model here, we've got a boat going close hauled, approximately 5 boat lengths away from the windward mark. So this is our approach, leading up towards the mark. So what we want to focus on is, again, crew weight, our sail trim, and our preparation. So I'm going to ask our class today on a couple of these questions. In terms of our crew position, again, we're 5 boat lengths away from the mark. Crew position, where do you think your crew position, your skipper and your crew should be? Or should they be hiking? Should they be sitting on the side? Should they be going to leeward? What do you think they should be doing?
They should still be on the same as windward.
Same as windward? Why do you think that?
Because they're still heading to the mark, and it's not time to drive yet.
Correct. That's right. So we're going to just write this down. So same as the windward. So same windward. And we'll review these in a minute. As far as your sail trim, should the sails be all the way? Should they be sheeted in? Should they be sheeted out? Should one be in, one be out? What do you think?
They should be same as windward, close hauled.
Close hauled. Correct. That's correct again. Again, we're still 5 boat lengths away from the mark. We're still sailing towards the mark, so we still need speed in the boat to get there. Sails should be same as windward. So again, same as windward. Okay? And our boat preparation, or in terms of getting our control lines ready, our spinnaker ready. Should we be putting the spinnaker up at this stage?
No, only when we
Okay. So, what about some of the control lines we're talking about?
The boom bang and the outhaul.
Yeah, boom bang outhaul. Okay, what do you think we should be doing with those lines? Should we be, loosening them, tightening them? Again, we're still about 5 boat lengths from the mark.
We're gonna get them ready.
Get them ready? Okay, so we'll go down and get them ready. Okay? So get them ready. Okay? So I have the answers over here. And again, one of the key things to remember about the approach, we're still 2 to 5 boat lengths away. So we're away from the windward mark. We're still not at the windward mark. We still need to get there. We're still racing boats to that mark. So as our student had answered, crew position, we want it same as windward. We want to keep the boat flat. We want to be sailing as fast as we can to get to that mark first. Our sail trim, again, they mentioned same as windward. We should have same as windward, same as sailing to windward, because we want our sails in. Again, our sails are what make the boat go. We want them to get there as fast as possible. And in terms of our boat preparation, he said get our control lines ready. Get the control lines ready, get your spinnaker things ready. How do you get them ready? Do you have any ideas how to get them ready?
Hang on to them.
Yeah, that's good. You basically want to get them accessible, put them in your hand or close to your hand, put the spinnaker sheets on deck if you can, things like that to get everything ready so when you start the next phase of our turn, of our mark rounding, which is called the turn, you then are ready to do your various maneuvers. Okay, so let's look at the next one called the turn. So here we are, we're doing our approach. We're now coming to the windward mark. So we're now coming up like this, and we're now going to be turning our boat. Okay? So, right? The wind is still coming straight down towards the mark here. Now we're going to be turning our boat. So I'm going to ask you again some of the key things. If we talk about crew position, where do you think the crews should be in this point? Should they still be hiking? Should they go to leeward because they're rounding the mark?
They should go to leeward because they're running downwind.
You say go to leeward?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to check because these are all right. Okay. Now what happens when they go to leeward? What happens to the boat? So if I'm sitting here, right, and then I go down to this side, what's going to happen to the boat with the wind pushing?
It's gonna dump over.
It's going to start heeling over, right? Is that the fastest way to get around a mark?
No, they have to keep the boat flat. The skipper.
Okay. So there you go. So we want to keep the boat flat. Okay. So this we don't want to go to leeward. So what do we want to do? What's the opposite?
Keep it flat.
Keep it flat.
So we can
Okay.
gain momentum.
So you want to stay windward side and flat, right? Okay. So if we stay on the windward side and keep it flat, okay, the boat's going to stay flat. It's going to be easier to turn the boat. Okay. What about our sail trim? Should we be letting our sails all the way out? Should we keep them all the way in?
Right now you can put on a reach, but then when you're fully around the mark, you have to let it all the way out.
That's right. So you want to start letting your sails out. So we'll talk about letting them out. But what helps the boat turn?
Just letting it out a little bit when the wind's not. Oh, the telltales.
No. So you want to start letting your main sail out first, because that's going to help the boat turn. Okay? So main is first. Okay? And that's going to help the boat turn around the mark. Okay? And in terms of our preparation, what do you think we should do? Remember last time, what did we do? We got our lines ready, right? What do you think we want to do with our lines at this stage?
We have to get the spinnaker up and then let them out.
Okay, yeah. And you want to start letting them out. Now, when you want them out is key. Okay? What you want to do is you want to make sure your boat is starting to go downwind, in this case starting to get past the mark before you let your main out. And this is also where the crew will start to come in to the boat to either get the spinnaker up or help with the various sail adjustments. Okay? If you do it too early, the boat's going to heel, and it's going to be harder to turn the boat, and you're going to slow down.
And
Okay?
you're going to fall on the mark.
So what you want to do is as you get to the mark, keep the boat flat, right? Keep the boat flat to help turn the boat. Let the mainsail out, keep the jib in to help turn the boat. Again, you're maintaining your speed throughout the whole turn. And then once you're past the mark, because the turn involves not only getting up to the mark, but turning and getting around the mark. So it's more of a triangle type thing. But as soon as you're around the mark like this, you let your sail out, the crew comes in, you start easing your bang, your out haul, and any other lines on your boat. And again, that's going to be specific to the boat you sail. Okay? And you want to get your spinnaker up. Okay? So let's look at our answers here. See some of the answers we want to talk about. Okay. Part 2, the turn. Again, that's coming to the mark, rounding the mark, and sailing away from the mark, all within about a boat length. Okay? So our crew position, our weight should be out, keep the boat flat. The crew, if they're on a trapeze, should come into the boat at the end of the turn, so about a boat length, once you've turned the mark and about a boat length away. And then the skipper's job is to keep the boat flat. Keep it level, keep it in control so the skipper or the crew can do their job. Right? And what did we say? We want to stay on the windward side and keep it flat. Second part is the sail trim. We said to keep it out.